So, welcome to Upturned Table. Today, we've got a special celebrating our 2000th subscriber, and I have with me Matt Robinson. And fittingly, we are going to be discussing Twilight 2000. And Matt has written a supplement for Twilight 2000 that we're also going to discuss. So, hello, Matt.
Hello, Jeremy.
You have run, so we're discussing Free League. So, that would be the fourth edition? What are they calling it? Yeah, fourth
Twilight
edition.
Fourth edition.
Right. And that's the Free League edition. And you've actually run that in person, like in real life, not on a virtual tabletop. Run the game with your group.
Yeah, we're 3 sessions in.
Nice. And how did you find it? Did the maps, the hex maps, and the tokens and everything work well for in person?
They did. I've played a few of the Year Zero engine games, and this is by far, I think, the biggest change to the whole system. The tactical movement, having battle mats and everything is kind of a big departure. And but it worked well. It makes sense for such a military oriented game.
Nice. And were the ranks for the dice or anything confusing? That was one thing I was surprised, is that the D6, D8, D12 for different skills and things. So they refer to it by the letter, but it would be easier to refer to it by the die size.
The letter grade amused my players a lot. I think it's I think they're doing it for the feel.
Yeah, right.
All my players just say die 12, die 10, die 8.
Yeah, right.
And a few of them have played Savage Worlds system before, so they're it's a kind of like that. And but the basic resolution, it just fits right in with Year Zero games in general.
Nice.
Get a 6/6 to succeed. You have that wonderful push mechanic that everyone gets excited about, and so they were right at home with it once they figured out, we're not rolling a giant pool of dice, we're just got these two. Okay, that's fine.
Oh, good, yeah, nice. So, what about the kind of a little bit more narrative focus on the game? Were there any players that were frustrated and wanted something very, very crunchy? Was the kind of simplification of some of the like the weapon stats or vehicles, was that frustrating to anybody that had experience with the previous versions?
No, because I'm the only one who's played first or second edition.
Oh, okay.
And that was a long time ago.
Right.
So it didn't bother me a bit.
Nice. Nice. So did you guys use the Poland or Sweden setting as the original?
Sweden. Yeah.
Nice.
I've been there, done that with Poland. So I wanted to try something different.
Good point. Yeah. And for me, a lot of the Polish names on the map are a little intimidating. So I would probably opt for Sweden.
You do kind of wonder how you can string so many consonants together and still pronounce something. I don't know. But
right. Yeah. But I'm sure there's a lot of people with much more experience with the language that can
exactly
handle it. And it's also a fun thing to learn. I like that when things are introduced in games, to actually like focus on learning a little bit of pronunciation of a language so you can sound more authentic.
Absolutely.
Nice. So you worked on, well, I guess because there was a visual aspect to it as well. So we worked on a supplement for this edition of Twilight 2000 that added encounters to the game. So tell me a little bit about what inspired you to do that. Was it coming from the play session, or did you always want to do that after having read the game rules?
So I had read previously that Free League's workshop tools. And so it was in the back of my mind when we first started making characters and playing.
Nice.
And then I realized there was kind of an opportunity for something between what they do for their random encounters in the core books and what they do for their adventure sites.
Oh, nice.
And so I kind of wanted to make something in between. And so, a little more elaborate encounters, which in some cases could be reoccurring.
Right.
I think that's a lot of fun. I think players can really enjoy when you're playing a more sandboxy game. They can really enjoy a callback sort of encounter. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I remember him, or that kind of thing.
Yeah,
Uh,
definitely.
so that was kind of the motivation. That and the tools. I think it's really cool how Free League supports it.
Hmm. Yeah, I think that's really nice. And I was surprised, they offered the professional templates that they obviously use to lay out their rule book and everything. So yeah,
Yeah,
that makes everything look nice and uniform as well on the workshop.
yeah. It is
Excellent.
designed for interleaving book printing.
Hmm. Right, right.
So I have like 3 versions of the file up now because not everybody wants to deal with those kind of files.
Yes.
They're just printing at home or something.
Yeah, yeah, I saw that. I think that's a good idea too. Yeah, we run into a lot of if we do game guides or anything for the podcast, it ends up being it needs letter size and A4, and people
A4.
want vertical orientation, horizontal orientation. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
character sheets. I think when the Alien RPG first came out, or it was in pre-order, a lot of people were playing the first adventure, the first cinematic adventure, and the uh, player sheet, the character sheet that they gave you was a black background with the kind of green, the
Mm,
green text. So you couldn't
yeah.
put it on your printer without a
Oh,
lot
it
of
would. Yeah, kill
punishment.
an inkjet printer.
Right. So yeah, so we made a simplified version, and very quickly Free League did the same, like
Yeah.
the official version. But I remember doing that, and then so many requests came from people about, yeah, can you do this letter size? A4 doesn't print well, or
Right.
can you do it vertical? Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's definitely always a challenge.
Yeah, it was the first feedback I got on the official Twilight 2000 Facebook group was, "Hey, I can't print this."
Right.
Yeah, sorry,
Yeah.
but it's fixed
Yeah.
now. It's fixed.
Yeah. That's great. Yeah, I think that's yeah, it's good. And I've noticed even like indie like itch.io indie RPG developers are having to do that a lot too. There's multiple versions. There's not just a single file for their games. So they're trying to satisfy, because some people will only use it digitally, some people want a physical hard copy, and some people want a very printer friendly hard copy. So you've got a lot of variation. So you sent me, when the project when you first brought up the project with me, you sent me some cues for the different characters to base the character drawings on, and I really liked those. I really thought you had some very interesting inspiration. Especially, I think the albino red stag really stood out as like that would be
Oh
a
yeah,
visually very
yeah,
beautiful image. So
yeah,
I enjoyed as I was going through the encounters. Reading the description and kind of, coming up with a visual interpretation
yeah. That one was
of them.
a little off the rails, I think, for Twilight 2000, just because it almost has, if it's reoccurring, which is what I hope it will be, it's sort
Mm-hmm.
of a almost mystical quality to it,
Yeah.
which is not really what people think of when they think of Twilight 2000.
Right. 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 Yeah, but I like that a lot. I like the kind of, because you are still, there is a nature aspect. You are, even though it's a kind of post apocalyptic ruined setting, there is still nature. Like the
Yeah,
world hasn't been totally irradiated. You're still
right.
dealing with that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like that a lot. So were there any specific characters that you had influence from, films or television, or were there books or anything where you're like, oh, I want to make a version of that character for this? Uh,
Um, sort of,
mhm,
not directly for the most part. I will say that the white stag and the cave encounter are
mhm.
definitely kind of riffs on atmospherically like Lost.
Oh, right. Nice.
Um, uh, the closest I'd say to a direct one is one of my favorite war movies of all times is an old Clint Eastwood vehicle called Kelly's Heroes.
Hmm.
And so I made that Tilly's Zeros.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that
Nice.
was kind of like that. I just changed it. In that movie, I don't know if you've seen it, but the whole point is they leave their posts to go rob a bank in the middle of World War II.
Right, right.
Right.
Yes.
So I just kind of spin on that was these guys are just going to find this aircraft to get the hell out of there. But yeah, same idea. Just
Nice.
wanted a similar feel.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. That's great. Yeah, I was really the cues you sent me for the characters were very evocative, and I really enjoyed developing those. So we'll put up a few of those images so you can see kind of the variety of characters and variety of encounters that are developed. And because it's Twilight 2000, and this channel just so happened to hit 2,000 subscribers, we
Woohoo!
wanted to do a little bit of a promotion, a little bit of a giveaway. So for anyone that comments on this video, and if you click the subscribe button, you will be an even more wonderful commenter. But anyone that comments on this video, what we wanted to do is give away the digital version of the core rules, and then also the friend or foe supplement for Twilight 2000. So give us a comment in the below this video and let us know maybe what you think of the game, or your experience with previous versions, just anything that is Twilight 2000 related, and we'll collect those names in the comments, and by this date we will pick a winner, and we'll contact you for the giveaway, and send you those codes, or send you those links to those files, right?
Yeah.
So and I appreciate, Matt. I appreciate you thinking of that to help us celebrate 2,000 subscribers. It's been a long road for the channel.
Oh, no problem. I really enjoy what you guys are doing. I had sort of dabbled when you guys were Idle Red Hands.
Mm-hmm.
But like the format now, I really enjoy. I love the conversations you guys have. The back and forth that you and Chris have is wonderful, and it's very. I think I told you this before. It's very grown up.
Yes.
You don't get drawn down into the muck of the internet, and I really appreciate that.
Yeah, it's been really fun, and I think I mentioned in one of the live streams that it kind of just came out of our lunchtime discussions. Like, we would meet. Chris's office got located near mine, and so we just meet for lunch and just start talking about RPGs, and said, "Why aren't we recording this? Like, this would be a good podcast."
Yeah.
So that's how it grew from. And I think that the previous kind of focus for Idle Red Hands was a lot more academic. It was more about giving you kind of inspiration and content and sources for including in RPGs, and kind of, exploring histories of certain, like, the history of goblins, or the history of a certain kind of warrior in classical history or mythology. And the shift kind of that happened with Upturned Table is just, kind of the more living aspect of tabletop, and so talking about new tools, and also focusing on much smaller developers, and kind of a lot more of the indie scene that's going on, and also a very a halfway knowledgeable discussion of the business aspect, all the crazy things that are going on, on the corporate level of places like Wizards of the Coast and everything. Yeah. So it's been fun, and I really enjoyed the opportunity, and we could have a follow up, right? You're thinking about some more Twilight 2000 content, so we could be working together again soon.
I hope so. I'm working on the draft right now for a 2 adventure site book.
Nice.
And I'm messing around with maps in a really cool program called Incarnate.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. So. I'm looking forward to that. Stay tuned.
Oh, excellent. Yeah, I forget where Incarnate came up. I think it was like a Google search or something that showed a map, and it took me to that site. And that looks like a pretty impressive tool. That should be
it
fun
is
to see. Yeah,
very high quality. They don't really have modern assets right now, so I'm faking it a little bit. But it's a really good tool.
Nice. So it's very fantasy focused.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that's what it looked like from the. But I'm sure as it gets more popular, they'll have good reason to add stuff.
Absolutely.
Excellent. So, anything else that you are playing? Like, you have a kind of an active group that you're working with, and I think you mentioned that you're very often stuck in the GM role. It's been hard for you to escape.
Yeah, perma GM. Some of my players play a Don't Tell Chris D&D game. On a night that I'm not available, which I'm kind of okay with that. we're playing Twilight 2000 dedicated right now. I do have the Asleen expansion for the Forbidden Lands coming up.
Oh,
So
nice.
I definitely want to return to the Forbidden Lands, and then I'm looking at Dungeon Crawl Classics really hard
Mm.
because it just looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the sensibility of that game. It's just enough kind of Warhammer Fantasy role play in it to, it feels like, classic American fantasy role play, but there's a kind of deadly sensibility and kind of I like, and the critical hit tables are amazing for
Yeah,
yeah.
and they have like I haven't read into it too deep, but I guess the potential for magic to go crazy
Mhm,
is
yeah.
pretty high too. So it looks
Yeah,
fun.
I like that.
They don't think they take themselves as seriously as some of the
Mhm.
OSR stuff does. So
Yeah, that's a good part of it too. Yeah, so they produced a setting, or yeah, like a setting book, a campaign book for the Jack Vance's Dying Earth. So yeah, that was kickstarted a couple of years ago now, and I think it's on its way to fulfillment. So yeah, I'm really the combination of those two, that system plus the specifically
mhm.
like Vancian setting with all of its crazy uses of magic is sounds really fun. Seems like a good fit.
I'm amazed that they were able to acquire that without getting dragged into the TSR drama somehow.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. No, that's a really good point. Yeah, because the I'm sure TSR claims that is our magic
Yeah.
system. That's how our magic works.
Yeah.
No, that's very true. Nice. Wow. So you guys have played some Forbidden Lands and Twilight 2000. What was some of the like original games that brought you guys together as a game group?
Oh boy. Some of the folks I've been playing with for about 20 years.
Oh, wow. That's great.
Yeah, I'm old.
Yeah.
A couple of them. So I'm playing with my son now, which is a trip,
Yeah, yeah.
but it's fun. He's a little murder hobo, but we won't talk about that. Uh, no, what did we, we've played almost every, like I mentioned, Savage
Mhm.
Worlds, a little bit of Dungeons and Dragons. A good friend of mine who used to DM a lot was a big D&D during the 3.0 sort of era.
Mhm.
He would run that. All over the place. Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay. We played a lot,
Oh, nice.
both second, third, and no, not third. Didn't play third. Sorry,
You're right.
second and fourth.
Yeah. Third edition, the board game edition.
Right, 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 right.
Right.
Uh, got some nifty
Nice.
counters from that, but I didn't
Oh, yeah,
play
yeah.
it.
That's true. It was a good source of all
Yeah,
kinds of all kinds
yeah,
of accessories.
yeah.
Nice.
Oh, geez, all over the place. BRP, like a Cthulhu, a
Oh,
Call of
nice.
Cthulhu.
Hmm.
A little bit of the old Stormbringer BRP
Oh,
game.
wow.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Which
Nice.
that was always a challenge because I was like the only one who had apparently read those
Oh.
books. But um, no, but
Nice.
my son ran. He gave up on it, unfortunately. What's the sci-fi Year Zero game called? Coriolis.
Oh, Coriolis. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he ran it, and we had a blast, and we were so proud of him. And then he just didn't want to do it
Oh, wow.
anymore.
Yeah.
All right, well, whatever floats your boat, you know. But
Wow.
we've been. I would say, especially a couple guys I've played with a long time.
Mhm.
We've probably played definitely all games you can really think of, but
Yeah.
you know,
Oh, that's great. Yeah. Yeah. It's a little weird. The game groups uh, living abroad, or the expat groups, like it's a good way to socialize. It's a good way to meet other English speakers to just hang out and speak your native language. But the tastes vary. Everyone's coming from a different country. Their experience of role play is completely different, so the expectations and everything are very. I think we've had some groups where no one is from the same country, we're just happen to all be speaking English, so it's
oh yeah,
yeah, that creates it's interesting. I mean, the approaches that people have to what they think a fantasy character is, or what you
Mhm.
do in a role playing game, are very different, and it's interesting. But at the same time, you're not ever very relaxed.
Yeah.
You're kind of
Right.
a little
Yeah.
bit on guard and trying to just mind your manners and make sure everyone's enjoying what's going on.
Right. Do you play mainly online or
Yeah,
with?
ever since the we had sporadic for the last couple of years, we had sporadic uh, meetings in person, but for the last kind of 2 years of pandemic, we've had to do everything virtually. And some of the players had actually gotten sick, in the course of things, so we just switched to virtual for a while, which I'm not really as happy with. Like in person is so much a better experience, so I hope we can get back to that as soon as possible.
Yeah.
The original group, that the kind of OSR group that I'm playing with, they were only in person for a long time, for a few years, and then
Mhm.
things kind of switched.
Yeah.
And yeah, talking over each other on virtual, when
Uh,
we're doing it online, creates a lot of misunderstandings. We've had some strange things happen in the game just because someone didn't hear something that
mm,
was said.
I
And
bet. I we in early pandemics, like first 6 months probably,
mhm,
we were definitely giving virtual tabletop a solid try
mhm.
for just board gaming, not even for
Oh yeah.
RPGs. And yeah, the chat and it's not for me. I don't
Right.
know. I can see doing it in a role playing situation, but
Mhm.
board gaming, I lose focus so fast.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Yeah, yeah. I think it's an interesting tool, like Tabletop Simulator and Tabletopia. There's some nice
Mm,
platforms for letting people, kind of play test, or kind of beta test,
mhm.
things that are going on Kickstarter, or things that they might want to pre-order. But yeah, I think especially for something that would move as fast as a board game, the communication thing would hurt. Would
Right,
really
right,
hurt you.
yeah.
Nice. All right. Well, yeah, this is our 2,000 subscriber celebration. So
Woohoo!
yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad to. And that was a great idea. I think having Twilight 2000, talking about the supplement we worked on for Twilight 2000, and doing a giveaway of that supplement and the core rules is a great thing. So please, yeah, don't forget to give us a comment to be eligible for that, and we'll collect the names in the comment section. So that's just going to be for YouTube. So if you're seeing this in any other context or embedded on the website, yeah, go to YouTube to
Go to
hit that
YouTube.
to hit that comment, and I'll put the date again at the end when we're going to draw that name. So yeah, thanks so much for joining me, Matt. Yeah, it's been fun having you in chat for the weekly live, and I appreciate working together was really fun as well. So I look forward to doing that in the future.
It was a lot of fun, and I appreciate how easy you were to work with. It
Oh, well,
was
thanks.
it was. I've definitely had some situations with artists that didn't work out so well. So
Oh, right, right.
that was terrific. That was terrific, and I love the channel. So
Oh,
anything
thanks.
anything I can do to support.
Excellent. All right. And if you don't happen, if it's either past the date where we choose for the giveaway, or you are interested right now in reading the supplement that Matt wrote and I illustrated, there's a link for that below this video. So it's an affiliate link for Drive Through RPG, so it'll also help support the channel. And I'll put a link for the core rules for Twilight 2000 as well. Well, a funny thing that I was surprised. It's kind of a technical thing, or I guess a taxation thing that I didn't know about, for the UK and I think the EU itself. Um, the VAT, the tax that
Yeah.
they deal with, so it doesn't apply to books. So Free League
Ah,
choosing to make Twilight 2000 a boxed game put tax in everybody that ordered it. They got taxed.
oh
So
wow.
yeah, that was surprising. I didn't know that detail. Being not being in Europe, but buying from European companies, that was something that hadn't come up. So books, yeah, books have no VAT, but if you're going to put books in a box, then it's a board game. So they tax it differently. So I wonder if that went into the. I wonder if Free League knew that and went into the calculation, and that may be just a more recent development as board games have become popular. Like in the last
Hmm.
decade, maybe the taxation had changed, but yeah, they may be. I don't know. So do you think combining the referee's guide and the player's guide into a single volume would be unusable for at the table for Twilight 2000.
Well, not unusable, but definitely it's better separated in my
Yeah,
opinion.
right.
I mean, that referee's guide has all your encounter information, all your adventure site information. It's got the maps that you get loose anyway in
Oh
it.
yeah, yeah.
Um, yeah, it's got all your GM tricks. I like them separate.
Yeah, no, I think
Yeah.
so. So yeah, if they're gonna release them, and I think they do. I think you can buy additional players guides on the Free League
Oh
website.
yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
you're not passing things around as much. But
And
yeah, I was surprised by that. Yeah, the
their quality is
tax
just
aspect. Yeah.
phenomenal.
Oh
Sorry.
yeah.
Uh, if only they could make a GM screen that fit in that taxable box.
Oh right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and Free League has been going to and I guess because if you're dealing with maps and counters and things, they've been going to the low screen, kind of
Hmm.
horizontal orientation. So it's much
Yeah.
easier to reach over, but
Yes.
for taller players that are sitting near you, it doesn't hide very much. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. My son, now that he's playing with us, likes to sit to my left and
Mhm.
peek, and I'm like, go away. uh,
Right.
but I'll tell you what, like that big, it's a wonderful map. The two-sided map of Sweden
Oh
and
yeah.
Poland, wonderful map, like all their
Mhm.
maps are. But when you're sitting in the end of a big table behind a
Mhm.
screen, you can't. I'm constantly like, hey, tell me what the name of that town is
Oh
over there.
right, right.
You know?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
But
yeah, you are. Yeah, I didn't think about that. Yeah, I was curious about the mechanically how that would work, because they do have some nice, kind of A4, maps that you can kind
mhm,
of put together,
yeah,
or like a folded, like an A3, I guess,
yeah,
uh, map. But yeah, once you get to the scale of their full hex map, yeah,
uh,
you're not able to to see
yeah.
that well.
And, in a more traditional sort of RPG, or excuse me, RPG campaign where you're prepping your adventure and
Hmm.
everything, um, it's not a big deal. But
Mm.
when you're sandboxing it and they're just like, "We're go here now," then I'm looking
Yes.
over, going, "Okay, where is here?"
What does the sign say outside the
Yeah,
town you're
exactly.
approaching? Yeah.
And also,
Right.
in all fairness to Polish speakers, we butcher the Swedish too. Like
Yeah, yeah, that's true. That's true.
we do.
Yeah. Nice. Well, it's been great talking to you, and I
Yeah.
really appreciate both working together and then the idea for this celebration. So yeah, 2,000 subscribers, and thank you all 2,000 of you for making that possible. It's been a really fun experience building the channel, and I can't believe we're at 2,000. That's a it's really great. I mean, I can't wait for more. I know that tabletop is a bit of a niche, so I appreciate everybody that's following us and watching our content on both YouTube and Twitch. And yeah, if you'd like to see a little bit more of what we're doing, the main website for the channel is upturnedtable.com, and I'll put a link to everything. And then on social media, Upturned Table. And so every week we do a weekly kind of review of kind of news items or topics or games that have come up, and that live streams Thursday evening in North American time, and uh, in the afternoon on Friday on in Japan time. But join us, weekly for that discussion. And it's got a very active chat that often you can find Matt in. So yeah, a very nice community is building around that live stream. So it's really fun. Just discussion in the chat is really lively and fun. So yeah, so come see us there. So yeah, thanks for joining us. And take a look at the link below, and of course, leave us a comment if you want to be eligible for the giveaway of the Twilight 2000 core book and the supplement that Matt and I worked on, friend or foe. So thanks for joining us, and give us a like on the video, and share this if anybody wants a chance to win a copy of Twilight 2000 that's been curious about the game. And we'll see you next time. Goodbye. Well, thanks, Matt.
Yeah, it was fun, man.
Yeah.